We have some really strange ways of saying thanks to guys who pour their hearts, souls, blood, sweat, and tears into our industry. We give them a medallion and a cartoon. But mind you, there's a lot of proud medallion wearers over there. Actually, the medallion's not as hokey as it seems because Harold Ship's been eating rubber chicken on it since 1954. So if you think of the net present value of this thing, so Leith, don't think of this as a medallion. Think of it as a meal ticket. It's good once a year to be enjoyed in the company of those who admire and respect everything you have done for us as our leader. Next up is the famous or infamous caricature. It didn't take us long to come up with the issues we would highlight in Leith's caricature. He's looking already. It didn't take us long to come up with the issues, but I'll admit that it took a little wine-storming session around the office to come up with the theme. And thanks to Facebook, picking up on Paul's social media theme, the artist was really able to get a feel for the essential Leith Moore. And on that note, I'm going to set up the caricature with a few photos from Leith's Facebook. Love Facebook. So if we can get the first photo. Here's the Cub Scout photo. You probably can't see it way in the back. You probably can't see it right in the front. But there's the Centennial badge, the 1967 100-year thing. So, whoa, sorry. So now let's go to the second photo. This is what I call the Lost in the Barrens on his Facebook. It's from an album labeled The Wilderness. And this is a national park in the eastern Arctic, I think. It's not the beach, it's the eastern Arctic. So now, yeah, I can't even pronounce it, that's why I didn't try. But if you go to the third photo, here's the kilt and the canoe. This is from Leith's wedding, and you'll notice, I don't know if you can see that, but this canoe is stocked with beer, which I'm sure it was the same on all his whitewater trips as well. So now, just before we reveal the actual caricature, if you were to look at the Rogues Gallery at BILD, you would see themes ranging from flying to golfing to skiing to baseball to wine with Desi. But we've never had one that was created around a canoeing theme. So if we could have it now, here we see Leith. We're going to see Leith. Awesome. The artist was up late last night. He's shooting the rapids. He's successfully avoiding the shoals, variously labeled as HST, the Global Economic Crisis, and Growth Plan Implementation, to name a few. This will hang in the halls of BILD, and we are very pleased to present Leith with his own copy that he can hang at his home or his office as Melanie sees fit. So, Leith? Leith, we have one final more serious gift for you. Because we know you love technology and toys, on behalf of BILD, as a very small token of our immense appreciation for all you have done for us, as our leader, we have this personally monogrammed iPad for you. And if you ever lose it, you can just say you are looking for an iPad that says Leith Rocks on it, Leith Rocks, because that's what it says, and that's how we feel.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Awesome.
I'm out of the way.
I had notes. That was fun. I had notes. Delaney, nice speech. Ruined my notes. I only want to say three things. One, it's been a total privilege. I think that the last 2 years I had a front row seat to some of the more interesting issues that we'll get to deal with for a while. And the thing, when I look back on it, that makes me happiest is that, you know, we were trying to avoid a lot of issues. We have a very good group of people. We avoid issues when we can. But sometimes people dig a hole for us, and then they throw you in it. And the first thing I thought we should do when you find yourself in a hole is stop digging. So we fell back on something that we said we would do when we started this 2 years ago, which is we would be issue-driven, fact-based, we're not spinning. And I can look back on it and see that over the last 2 years, BILD has developed a tremendous track record. I would say that we're well known now for the quality of our work, the intelligence of our positions, the fact that it is well researched, well backed up, that we understand what people are trying to solve as much as they're misguided in their attempts and their efforts to do it. Sometimes they got it part right, so we can help them find the way. So we applied that in so many instances over the last 2 years. I know that BILD will continue to apply it in the future. We attained some tremendous improvements to government policy. Nobody gets a change to announce government policy after a budget, and we did. And we saved, $25,000 a house on every house for the rest of eternity, and that's because of the good work that this organization has done. The second thing I wanted to say is we did it without asking for money. And I think I'm more proud of that than almost anything. That in the darkest days of the recession, which somebody mandated I should start with, we didn't go and ask for money. As a matter of fact, Stephen Dupuis argued with some people who were asking for money. It's not a well-known thing, but we took the position we don't want to be beholden to government for money. We want less regulation. We want people out of our way. We want to be able to do what we can do. And this organization and the members, all of you, as I've said several times, are the ones that led this province and this country out of a recession. It was an industry, residential, primarily based recovery from the recession. And it's well documented. People acknowledge it now. And we did it without ever asking for money. And I think that we should be extremely proud of the hard work we did. We dug into our product, we cut costs, we revised what we were offering to the public, and we worked hard. And we led the province out. Actually, I have 4 things I want to talk about. The third thing is you are extremely well served as an industry by your board. It's a terrific board. The last 2 years, I've really enjoyed the participation with the BILD board. I have been really well served working with a tremendous executive, handpicked, recruited, cajoled. Most of you who are on it know that you had no choice, Mr. Upton, and that has been a real joy. I've really enjoyed it. We shared the issues, we shared the workload. It's been a great executive. And the BILD staff, Stephen runs a top-notch organization. Until you've worked with a number of other industry organizations or charities or any other organization represents members, you don't understand how good this one is. This one is as good as anything I've ever seen. It is well respected. The work we've done the last 2 years has put us in a stakeholder position at the top of the heap. We hold the high ground, and I think we're going to hold it for a long time. So, Stephen, thank you. 2 last very brief comments, maybe 3. Paul, I'm so confident in what you're going to do. Congratulations. I love young people. You have such enthusiasm, and you're welcome. And I look forward to working for you for the next couple of years, so that'll be very good. Joe, I've really enjoyed the last couple of years. I actually showed up at the office a couple of weeks ago, much to their chagrin. They're not very happy about it. The word circulating that they were happier when I wasn't there, asking them why we aren't doing whatever we're not doing. But my first day in, I was a bit perplexed because I didn't get a briefing. I didn't have any agenda. I had no notes. I wasn't sitting at the Sutton Place before a meeting with somebody at the province, which I think I prefer to Steeles Avenue and Highway 400. And most importantly, I didn't have anybody telling me what I needed to know. So one of these days I'm going to call you up for a beer and say, well, after all these years, like, what is it I didn't need to know? Because I'm sure there's a lot of information in there I'd really like to know. And lastly, to all of you and to Stephen and the organizers, well done. This is Robbie Burns Day. I don't understand why there has been no haggis, there's been no pipes, there's not a kilt anywhere. I haven't, a few of us had a scotch. There is a Robbie Burns in the house. I would like him to stand. He is the boss of Mr. Howard Friedman from Travelers. Robbie Burns. That scotch was complimented Howard's. I didn't buy it, he bought it. But I would have expected, given my heritage, there'd be a little more of a scotch for everybody here tonight. However, for at least 10 of you, with the money I have left, I will buy scotches afterwards. But anyway, it's been a total privilege. Come out to all the BILD events, keep supporting it. It's one of the best organizations you could ever be associated with. Thank you.